My background's on the technical side, and more specifically the marketing side.
Mm-hmm. The technical side and the marketing side. To be honest with you, one of the things I've seen is the ability for us to, just collaborate going forward. I think it's a good thing that we're talking, we're networking.
Yeah.
I've learned a whole lot, Gary, just from talking to you. And I appreciate some of the pointers that you're giving as far as getting in front of, our ideal clients and some of the things they've used. And I especially appreciate the fact that, and I think it was borderline inspiring, the fact that you started at zero and you were just consistent with your posting. And over the course of 2.5 years, now you have 17,000. Now, that's a very, very impressive.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Every week, Haji, I kind of scratch my head, so to speak, about the people that I've attracted. For example, last month, the vice president of the Healthy Building Division of Johnson Controls asked to meet with me. Johnson Controls does $20 billion a year.
Wow.
I mean, I've got hundreds of people.
I'm sorry, Gary, you said, what did they ask you again?
They asked the vice president of the Healthy Building Division of Johnson Controls.
Right.
Contacted me. I never met him.
Oh,
he
wow.
he asked through the power of LinkedIn.
Right.
If he could meet with me. He was curious as to who I am and what I do.
Right.
I got the subtle point is, and you can do the same thing long term.
Right.
The subtle point is, I got his attention, and it's not because of HVAC. It's because of IAQ, and he saw. And he's been following me on LinkedIn, and he's been seeing that I don't post anything about politics or my favorite Mexican restaurant or my dog or my girl. None of that BS.
Right.
Strictly environmental news. But as I mentioned to you earlier, he contacted me. We met for about an hour. I don't know if anything will ever happen, but there are hundreds of people at high levels, Haji, with Carrier and Trane and Honeywell. You've got a very successful distributor in Atlanta called Mingledorff's.
Mingledorff's.
It's a huge distributor, hugely successful. They distribute. There's a bunch of people there. There's people from service experts and the Watsco companies. Watsco is the largest distributor in America. The president of Watsco is Connection. There's a guy by the name of, outside of it, there's, some people with the New York Times. There's 20 people with Google, maybe. The great Bo Jackson, why he's a Connection, I don't know.
Right. Wow.
There's some celebrities, but by and large, it's industry people. And why do?
And let me just ask you this, Gary. As far as your followership in the Connection, is it something that just happened organically?